Welcome everyone to Sovereign Temples. Casey here, and my main man Brian with all things astrology coming up for the next moon cycle that is soon upon us. And so I'm just going to hand it right over to Brian so he can jump into all things astrology.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for having me on today. I'm excited to talk about all things astrology, the new moon, everything planets and stars. So we've come through the Mercury retrograde, the holiday hustle and bustle. Now we're ready to start off the year of 2024. And some of the alignments that we're going to be having coming up into the month of January. One of the first ones is going to be the new moon in Capricorn on January 11th. Some of the highlights of the sign of Capricorn have to do with discipline, focus, goals, determination, drive, all the things that really make, somebody from good into great, from great into better, from better into excellent. This is the energy that we use and we count on to level up. This is the energy that we use to say no to things that are not for us or in alignment with us. And it's also the energy that we use to say yes to things that are aligned for us as well. This energy also has to do with business, finances, again, goals, and then boundaries. Boundaries is also a very big highlight with this new moon. So some of the new intentions that we can plant with this new moon, because again, the new moon is a good time to plant new intentions, but it's also a good time to get clear. It's not a specific on making action. You have to plant these seeds. Sometimes you can just kind of do nothing physically as far as action wise, and just do a lot of really spiritual, emotional, and physical and mental work, getting clear on what your intentions are and what your intentions want to be. So some of the things that we're going to be faced with, again, the moon represents our emotions and our emotional awareness. And being that our emotional awareness is going to be aligned in the sign of Capricorn, emotionally, we're going to be faced with some deep reflection and coming to accept certain things that have come to pass. The whole concept of it is what it is, just move forward is really going to be highlighted here during this time. And to have compassion with ourselves, and with other people. Just always remember that at certain times in our life, we were at certain levels and we've elevated and graduated, and we have to give that mercy and that compassion to others. Hard at times, but essential. Also, again, finances and business are back on track. Let's see, a little bit of the end of last month, things might have slowed down a little bit, business, finance-wise, and stuff like that with the retrograde. Things should be moving back on track now. Most of the planets are back direct. And then also this whole actual new moon transit, because again, the new moon is represented by the sun and the moon coming into an exact alignment with each other. So the sun is supporting the moon. So the sun represents our heart. Our heart is supporting our emotional movement forward, elevation, and clarity. But we also have a lot of support from the planet Mars. I don't think I talked about Mars too much last time, but the planet of Mars is actually very synonymous with Capricorn, or has a lot of similar qualities of Capricorn: drive, determination, that headstrong energy, that go-getter, that entrepreneur, that achiever. Obviously, everything has its ebbs and flows, and everything has a balance. But these are kind of just the core energies and core representations of the planet of Mars. And Mars actually excels in Capricorn just because they both support each other so well. And then again, Mars being in the sign of Capricorn with this new moon, we are being supported to really get clear on these things, really make that happen, and really bring the level up in. We also have a lot of support from the planet Pluto, which is in the final degrees of Capricorn. And then we also have a lot of support from good old Jupiter and Uranus as well. So Uranus and Jupiter are, their influence may bring in an essence of liberation and flexibility. So sometimes Capricorn with, again, discipline, boundaries to say no. Sometimes Capricorn energy the Capricorn energy can cause us to get a little rigid or a little kind of stuck sometimes. So basically, as we're moving into, developing new boundaries and setting new goals, to also honor our freedom and our liberation in those goals. We don't want to commit to something that we're going to feel, entrapped by, 6 months from now, just because we thought we wanted it. And that's okay. That's a part of life. Things happen, we make mistakes, blah, blah, blah. But one of the beautiful things about astrology is we can kind of work with it a little bit and see what energies are being supported, and just what's more in our favor. And right now, what's more in our favor, as far as leveling up emotionally, with our goals and our aspirations, is to honor the goals and aspirations that support your freedom and your liberation for your soul and to experience this world. And then also we do have a good bit of support actually from Neptune. Neptune went direct last month, which actually cleared out a lot of space for higher energy downloads and higher dimensional downloads to really come in. I actually believe earlier this year, actually I think on New Year's, we experienced a X5 class solar flare, something extremely huge. NASA was all over it. Of course, the astrology community is all over it. But basically, the heavens are really active right now. And a lot of that has to do with Neptune's energy clearing out a lot of that space for these higher dimensional downloads to come in. So again, with this new moon, we are open to these energies, and we are able to tap into these energies and support the ones that are supporting your freedom, your liberation, and your uniqueness, your eccentricity. One other highlight I definitely want to highlight on is time. A lot of us have realized that time has accelerated. It really has accelerated. It's not just, getting older and stuff like that. Time has accelerated. There may be a call to either redefine our time, to renegotiate our time with certain areas, certain things and places that we put our time in. Maybe I used to put 30 minutes in here. Maybe I need to put an hour. Maybe I need to change that into 10 minutes, just the reevaluation of where our time is going. So pretty much those are all the main highlights for the new moon. Again, that's on January 11th. And now I'll hit on the full moon, which is coming up on January 25th, 26th. Again, just kind of depending on where you are in the world. This full moon is actually going to be in the sign of Leo. At this time, the sun will move into Aquarius, but yes, this moon is actually going to be a very, very powerful one. It always is a very powerful one just because Leo is ruled by the sun, and it represents our heart space, our conscious day-to-day awareness, and what drives you and stuff on a daily basis. But it's actually being set up for, it's being set up to be a very beautiful full moon by a lot of the things that have been happening previous month, and then definitely happening this month with a lot of the clearing of people, places, and things, of thoughts, feelings, all that good stuff like that, things that do not serve us anymore. So we can get really clear of that heart space. And so that way, when that full moon comes to illuminate, to bring those final pieces up to the light, we can really just move into it, with some vigor. And the last thing I really want to touch on is going to be a transit that we're having January 22nd, ironically, right before this full moon. But we have a transit with the sun and Pluto moving from 29 degrees Capricorn into 0 degrees Aquarius. So they're actually moving into the next sign together, which is very synonymous of the ushering of an age. Pluto represents our soul. The sun represents our heart. Our heart and soul are actually moving forward into a new state of awareness, into a new state of consciousness together. This is so powerful, you guys, so powerful. A little context of Pluto. Pluto is a very deep, mysterious planet. I won't get too heavy on Pluto right now, but Pluto's a very, very powerful one. And it basically represents the depths of our soul. And the sun represents our heart. So let's see, our heart and our soul are moving together into, again, a new state of awareness. But Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Again, it takes Pluto about 20 something years to move through each sign. And it's very slow moving, but basically Pluto is the cleanup crew, if you will, of the zodiac. It's the final, slowest, last moving planet. If it doesn't line up with your soul, it's some of the other planets will let stuff slide as they move through. when Pluto comes through, if it doesn't line up with your soul, it don't go. It's got to go, you know? So that's kind of where we are, those final pieces. And you can kind of see some of the echoes from 2008. You know, the big housing crisis, the big financial thing going on in 2008 was one echo. 2012 was another echo or another octave. 2016, which we definitely know in the US was a heck of an octave. 2020, the whole world knows that was an octave, and then we're hitting the final octave here in 2024, but it's being highly supported by our heart space. So very, very powerful stuff. Let's see, some of the themes of that are going to be karmic endings and karmic beginnings. Again, we've been doing a lot of karmic work. This really, the whole year of 2023 has been a lot of very, very deep karmic work. Everybody's been doing generational karmas, karmas from this lifetime, just a lot of really, really deep stuff. And we are finally, I believe, about to get some relief and some understanding as to why all that stuff was happening and where that is leading us and where that's bringing us to, or what that is bringing us to. So major karmic endings, major karmic beginnings, the release of toxic people and toxic situations, and also divine removal and divine arrival. So again, Pluto can be a powerful one. Let's put it that way. Pluto's a powerful one. But yeah, we are in a very divine space right now. Just ride that wave, y'all. Stay strong. Very, very, very beautiful energies coming in, and everything is supporting our success, our liberation. And you know, just love, baby. It's all love.
Oh, I love it. That's super exciting. Like the 20 years, like with Pluto, you know, and then to be doing it at the exact same time as the sun. And I do, you know, I feel like that is what this golden age that we're moving into. It's, you know, the stars are showing how supportive that is. And so just to hold that in our hearts, even if we see all like the external chaos that wants to still happen, you know, around the world, it's the cleansing and the purging to support. It's like that constant, removal of what doesn't serve to have the space, because it's so beautiful with what's being ushered in, the higher levels of light, the higher levels of consciousness that are coming in, starseed children, you know, I mean, this awakening that's truly happening at a global scale. So I'm with you. I'm ready to ride the wave. I know that Sovereign Temple's channel is all about freedom and liberation, right? Hence the word even sovereign. Up in the word. You know, I believe that if we start living by natural cycles and start allowing ourselves to, you know, really start a cycle with the dark moon. It was back in the 1500s when the Gregorian calendar got implemented by the Pope. And it's not with natural cycles. For, you know, centuries, the ancients really operated by the cycle of the moon, right? Like that was their cycle, that was their month. And so, but if you're operating in the world, you really need to have a way to track that as well too. So I'm super excited. If anybody wants to check out, I'm going to flash some images here that you guys can see. If anyone is looking for a way to easily track from dark moon to dark moon, and also have like a workable space for a calendar, and also, you know, just some themes to help support you. Also have some really great frequencies that go along with some the cycles, and just kind of honoring up the chakras, really setting intentions to connect with our family of light that I know is here to support us well. So all of that's in this beautiful package that have been pouring my heart and soul into. So a lot of good intention in this calendar for you guys. It goes all the way through 2025. So I'm just really excited to honor the sun and the moon equally in a calendar, but to not include the moon as an afterthought, to have the cycles that are constant, you know, to really be at the forefront.
Spoiler alert, I got a little sneak peek at it. Y'all are gonna love it. It's very incredible. I just gotta, that's all I can say. Another way kind of look at the relationship between the sun and the moon, because again, they're, you know, separate but interconnected. The sun is kind of like the vehicle itself, and then the moon is like the driver.
Mm.
So, the vehicle itself, the sun is like the engine, the body, all the characteristics, the personality, the expression of the car, the expression. Um, and to say even some of the potential of like the body of the vehicle itself. Um, and then the moon is the driver though. The moon is actually the one who's like, okay, I want to go left or I want to go right, or I want to go fast or I want to go slow. So really, the moon's kind of a little more significant than a lot of times, especially in this day and age, we give credit for, we give attention to, and it's almost by law when you level up emotionally, you get a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
You go from a V6 to a V8. You kind of have to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it. Perfect way to end it. So, all right, we'll see you guys throughout this next cycle and enjoy riding with Pluto and the sun into the new golden age upon us.
There
So,
we go.
yeah, all our love and light. Namaste, guys. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, thank you so much. Y'all take it easy. Bye.
Bye, guys.